Hi folks, welcome back. In this session, let's try to learn how we can generate certificates using Google Certificate Manager and then how we can map this with any of the domain providers. In my case, I have purchased the domain in GoDaddy. So this is my domain. So how I can map the certificate which I generated using Google Certificate Manager with the GoDaddy domain. So without wasting the time, let's start with the first step. So, in the Google Cloud menu, if you type certificate, it will take you to the certificate service provided by the Google, which is Google Certificate Manager. So I'm in Google Certificate Manager tab now. So let's click on the add certificate. So here we need to give some certificate name. So let me give, this is not the domain name. This is just a certificate name. So before creating the certificates, let's go ahead and create a DNS zone here. So what I will do, I'll create a DNS zone. This is just a zone name, whatever the name you want, you can give. But this is what the actual DNS name where you are referring to. So this is my DNS name. I mean, you can, uh, create as many DNS zone as possible with, within the limitations of Google, how many it is allotted and all. And, suppose if you issue the wildcard certificate when you create a certificate, which I'm going to show you shortly. So according to that as well, you can create the DNS zones. So now what I will do is I'll just create a simple zone which is like we will get test.xyz. I'll give test DNS. So let me keep this option as it is, and I don't want any logging. So I am creating a DNS zone. This is my DNS zone now. It comes with a set of NS records and SOA records. So if you click here, so this is the one which we have to add in GoDaddy in order to map this Google Cloud DNS with GoDaddy. So let me quickly go to GoDaddy. So here under the DNS section, you have something called as name servers. So let me go to name servers. So by default, it is mapped with the GoDaddy's name servers. So what I'll do is I'll use uh, the DNS providers name server the DNS zone name servers. In this case, it is Google. So let me copy this and add here. You need to remember one thing, while copying, it comes with this extra dot. So without fail, you have to remove that. So this would be my next one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here it is. And then the third one would be this. And then the fourth one would be this. All right, now let me save this. Okay, so this mapping would take a couple of seconds to a minute. Okay. So how you can test this is I can I mean okay, let's do one thing. Meanwhile, just let's go ahead and create a certificate and then we can do all the testing in one shot. So now, yeah, there you go. DNS is ready. Now let me go to certificate manager. So let me create a certificate now. The name would be JCert. This would be my test certificate. And then I'll make this as a global certificate. The scope, let me give for all regions. And this is not a self-signed certificate. This is a Google managed certificate. Now let me give the domain. So my domain would be this. I mean the same thing, whatever in the DNS zone I created, the same domain. So that domain name I'm giving here. So here is one interesting. It's when you issue a certificate, is not just for this plain domain. If you want to issue for even a wildcard certificate like star dot, uh, you know, uh, just a second. Yeah, star dot this domain. Even this can be issued. It's totally up to individuals. So what I will do in my case, I'll just issue with this one. So now here is the interesting thing. If you see here, it does something called as DNS authorization. So basically, what it is asking you to do is take this DNS record, go to your DNS zone and add a record set. So which is expecting a record called Acme Challenge, and this is of the type CNAME. Now let's take the DNS record data for that. So this would be this. I'll change the TTL to just a second. I don't want it to wait for a long time. So I want this to be happen soon. That's why. So now that record is added, now I can go and create the DNS authorization. Okay, this would take uh, up to half an hour. In some cases, maximum up to 1 hour. The reason, it may take some time is because it has to validate whatever the domain, which you have given here. In my case, it's like vgalligate.test.xyz, which is basically, I mean, originally from the GoDaddy. So that is a genuine or not, whether, all those things kind of in validation it is going to do in the, underlying, I mean, and in the background. So what I will do is let me give a couple of minutes. So what we'll do is we'll come back once this certificate is ready. All right. So now you can see here the certificate is in active state and certificate is issued. So you can go back and check the same thing in the command line as well. So if you use gcloud certificate manager certificate list, it will give you the list of certificates which you issued and the corresponding details. So you can see this is my name of the certificate, but it is subjected to this alternative names, and then the scope, the expiration time, and all those things. See, the good thing about this Google Managed Certificates is renewal and everything will be taken care by Google. So once you issued, your headache is gone. So now let's describe the certificate and see the details. So you can see here you have the full chain of the certificate here. So you can see the same thing in UI as well. So that's all in this session. I hope to see you in another session of the Google. Thank you.